Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight, today, whatever time it is where you are? My video today is about Principle 9, Chapter 10 in Think and Grow Rich, Power of the Mastermind, the Driving Force. First couple pages of the chapter. I've been studying this chapter for the last week. Started on the next one today, though. A little bit later doing this video than I usually am. Anyway, first couple chapters talks about the definition of power. Power may be defined as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. Power is required for the accumulation of money. Power is necessary for the retention of money after it has been accumulated. Talks about three sources of. If power is organized knowledge, it goes through three sources of knowledge. One, infinite intelligence, which is covered in other chapters. Two, accumulated experience, a large portion of which is found in public libraries and now on the internet, of course. Experiment and research is the third one. And 1 and 3 both involve the creative imagination. Gaining power through the mastermind. The mastermind is an alliance, a coordination of knowledge and effort in the spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. And as explained in a previous chapter, when I first mentioned mastermind, it's different from teamwork because in a mastermind, everybody has the same objective and the same purpose. Where in a team, people may be working together for their own reasons and want different things. Some people may just be there for money. Some people may be there out of loyalty to whoever the leader is. They may not all actually be trying to achieve the objective. It also says no individual may have great power without availing him or herself of the mastermind. There's two characteristics of the mastermind principle, economic and psychic. And in an editor's comment in the audio version I listened to, it explains that psychic has nothing to do with, as Napoleon Hill uses it, the word psychic has nothing to do with paranormal, seances, magic, fortune telling, any of that stuff. It's referring to the definition of psychic as having to do with the mind. In a sense, when you're working in an alliance with somebody else, with another person, in a sense, there's a third mind which is made up of the composite of the other two minds. So you actually create a greater force than either of you would have individually. The mastermind principle, economic feature of it, was first called to his attention by Andrew Carnegie. His mastermind, Andrew Carnegie's mastermind, was about 50 men that he surrounded himself for the definite purpose of manufacturing and marketing steel. By the way, Carnegie didn't know that much about the technical aspects of making steel. I think this is in the editor's comment too. His main strength was that he was good at getting people to work together in a spirit of harmony. Great power can be accumulated through no other principle other than the mastermind. There's a story about Henry Ford, which I've just done a post about. I'm not going to spend much time on it, but his greatest achievements came after he met Thomas Alva Edison, and then later he met Harvey Firestone, John Burroughs, and Luther Burbank, who were all men of great brain capacity. President Franklin Roosevelt had a mastermind called the Brain Trust. Mahatma Gandhi was the most powerful man of his generation because his power was passive, but it was real. It was because he coordinated. He induced over 200 million people to coordinate with mind and body in the spirit of harmony for a definite purpose. So let's see, a couple more pages here, and then there's two stories in this 2005 copy of the book that I'll get into. There's an analogy, which I want to do a post about this too, but it'll take a little longer. He talks about a river. There's a thinking river. It's got two sides. One side flows towards success and wealth, and one side flows toward misery and poverty. And everybody is, that's the stream of power. Everybody who gets into one side is carried upwards and onwards to wealth. If you're on the side of the stream of power that leads to poverty, Um, this may serve as an oar by which you may propel yourself over into the other side of the stream. It's talking about applying the principles in this book in general, not just the mastermind, but I think the entire book. Talks about sometimes people are moved from one side to the other. For example, the Wall Street crash of 1929 swept millions of people from the positive to the negative side. Anybody can wish for riches. Most people do, but only a few know that a definite plan plus a burning desire for wealth are the only dependable means of accumulating it. So the two stories in this version are about Andrew Grove, the extremely successful CEO of Intel Corporation. They followed Grove's lead in being very demanding on themselves. They put in a lot of extra effort. He encourages his people to work in small autonomous work units. I won't go into it a lot because I'm not real familiar with this guy or his company, other than the fact that I know they make the chips. You know, the every computer has one. I forget what it's called right now, but anyway, it's the processor in the computer. And then the other example is about Ross Perot, and this has nothing to do with his politics. It's about his company, Electronic Data Systems. He'd been a top salesperson at IBM, and he was told it was a mistake to leave IBM to start his own company. But he stuck with his vision of what could be. He stuck to his dream. He transmitted it to a team of experts, a mastermind. EDS, his company, competed for one of the largest contracts in the computer industry. They were competing against IBM, which had a lot more money and a lot more experienced and knowledgeable group of specialists. So a lot of his people were discouraged, but he walked up to the blackboard, wrote down the 7 criteria by which would he be judged, and then he said, "We're going to beat IBM on all 7 of these criteria," and they did. But he made that decision that they were going to win, and he transmitted that to his team. So anyway, that's the power of the mastermind. I've still got 4 more principles to go through, and then I'm going to start applying these principles myself. So next week I'll be doing chapter 10, which will be one of the most interesting ones. It's called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, although they changed the name in my audio version and just call it Sexuality. That one's updated quite a bit. Anyway, I don't have a lot of examples from my audio version today, but I wanted to go through those 2 examples real quick. So I hope everybody has a mastermind, or if you're still studying the book for the first time, you're thinking about who you want to be in your mastermind. It should not be people just because they're friendly to you. They need to be people that are supporting you, people that are going to help you to achieve your desire, and will be in a spirit of harmony with you and the other members of the team. So anyway, that's it for the power of the mastermind. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the next video or the next post. Talk to you later.